What do you mean?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. I'm Andrew Z. Bill Delaney, Sandy Eisenberg, Steve Reamy. Sandy's back.
Sister Golden Hair's back.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I'm back. Where have you been? First of all, I love how you're so democratic that you decided not only do I feel the plight of the African American, I'm becoming an African American just for him. That's really submersing yourself in democratic politics.
Yes, I love it.
Show us your tan lines.
Yeah, look at those. Look
Can we
at
see
that,
the tan
man. Show your tan
Tan
lines.
lines.
Wait a minute, breaking news. The African American Toledo Coalition. Sandy, you look fabulous.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Anna Maria Island up north of Sarasota.
In Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
So you went with a bunch of girlfriends?
Girlfriends. We rented a house. Yep.
Cake stands and all?
What?
That?
No.
Now, were you Blanche, Rose, Sophia, or Dorothy? Which one were you?
I was probably Blanche.
She's Maud. Is that
No.
Maud? Was Blanche Maud?
I was Maud.
Which one?
Somebody used to call me Maud years ago.
Get in the microphone, Maud.
Dorothy.
Typecast.
She was Dorothy.
Dorothy.
That's
Yeah,
good.
you're Dorothy for sure.
Yeah, Dorothy.
Well, welcome back. We missed you so
Did
much.
you?
Absolutely, we did.
Thank you.
Yes, everyone missed
Well,
you. All
Bill
right.
might have.
We got to take
somewhat,
take a break. We have a ton of stuff to go over. Bill actually found some Democrats he loves.
Yes,
What?
absolutely.
Besides me, of course.
Well, that was
the
a given.
caveat.
That's a
Okay.
given. That's a
Yeah,
given.
that's a given.
Sorry about hitting the mic there. but-
That's on the way. Also, Steve and Bill were at the Margaret Hunt Senior Center for a little performance. We're going to show you some stuff from that.
sort of.
Toledo. Oh,
We
Steve.
have to reschedule, Steve.
Oh, Steve didn't make it.
Oops.
He
Oh.
had mom takes precedence.
All right, well,
She
Bill
has.
was there.
Yeah.
Toledo City Paper gave out their awards this past week, and we were at the pre-party. So we'll talk about that coming up, and a lot of stuff to do on this week's show. It's the return of Sandy Eisenberg. It's Love My 419. We'll have more right after this. Hang on. Love My 419 is brought to you by Harold Jaffe Jewelers. Without them, you see this. You don't want to see that, do you? Go check out Harold Jaffe Jewelers. They're on Talmadge, where Toledo gets engaged. Welcome back to Love My 419 from the Harold Jaffe Jewelers Studios. It's time for Hot Topics. I want to start, and usually I try not to throw too much into it and to give everyone else time, but I want to start with health care. Because the Republicans, because a lot of people watching it affects, and Republicans unveiled their version of the health care plan to get rid of Obamacare. So I'll start with this. First of all, I want to say health care is you either believe it's a right or a privilege. I believe it's a right. So, I believe the medicine men, even when it had teepees or whatever, the medicine men, anyone in the village that needed help and was sick would get it. So that's a really fundamental. So I'll let you know where I'm coming fundamentally. The second thing I will say is the Republicans love this plan, but it's such a Republican plan. Like, unfortunately, the poor people in this country have no money, they have no power, they have no anything. So I really think the Obamacare plan really covered people. This one is for the Republicans to feel good and say, hey, we're giving you some tax breaks, but you make money, so you're going to go ahead and buy it. And it's just not going to work.
What?
Disagree.
What about the people, though, that don't have money? You're talking about senior citizens.
Right.
Now the new guy from Health and Welfare is looking to change Medicare, Medicaid.
Roll back all the expansion.
Look,
Social Security. Just let me finish.
Oh, my God.
I haven't
this could take
discussed
a long
this
time.
stuff for 2.5 weeks. So.
You have not.
I'll
You're
bet.
right.
So the bottom line is they have to look at the much bigger picture rather than those folks that can afford health care and not say to some couple that has to decide as seniors whether they're going to eat, take their meds, or pay their health insurance.
Yeah, it really is. It's a bad plan by a bunch of people
There's a
with
lot
money.
of things
A
I
bunch of
could-
people with money and health care.
They'll talk about it for weeks and months and
Steve's
finally
in the
work
healthcare
it out.
industry, but I'm going to let Bill go first. He wants to jump in, then we'll let Steve go.
Naturally.
Go ahead.
A lot of this is the Obamacare situation was costing people tremendous amounts of money. That had got to end, and it did. Now, with what's coming up, let's see how this thing is going to work. We gave Yoho a try, and he messed it up. big time. He costs people a lot of money. And there's going to be things in this plan that'll still take care of the people. You're jumping to conclusions on this thing that you shouldn't do.
But here's the
Wait
thing.
till it comes. It's already out.
Go ahead. But here's the it is. That's what I'm saying. The problem with it is President Obama always said, "Hey, if you guys got better ideas, let's make this better. It's not perfect."
We did have better ideas, and nobody would listen.
No, he always invited the criticism and some changing. And I think the Republicans are overstepping it. And right now it's Trump care now. They bought it. They have to own it. And whatever happens now, go ahead, Steve.
Well,
Okay,
the other thing I'd like to see being in healthcare, because for me, a large portion of that is compliance. You have a lot of people that need to be educated. What is involved in healthcare? What is the best way to take care of themselves? What are the most cost-effective way? Because we endure a lot of times people that are just non-compliant. They don't show up to the doctor's appointments when they're supposed to.
Don't get their meds on time.
They don't get their meds on time. They misread how to take their medication. So it winds up being a big mess because of them not being compliant, we have to find new ways to take care of them. So that's the other side of the coin, is educate.
To me, it's just sad, because I just think there are a lot of people that are going to fall through the cracks now, but they're the ones with no voices, and so it's going to be okay to people that they fall through the cracks.
Nobody is turned away from a hospital.
But
no one is turned away. It's been that way forever.
I understand,
They
but hospital's
write it
the
off.
last resort. Hospital, that means you're so sick that you have to go to the hospital.
I can take you to any emergency room, and there are people in there with a sneeze, and they go there to get treated. So don't hand me that, okay?
All right. Well,
the hospitals pick up a lot of the debt. I can remember
Certainly
years
they
ago.
They do.
that's why there's a $3,000 Band-Aid.
Well, 12, 14, 13 million dollars a year in debt for bad debt for people that can't afford hospital care.
Well, all right. I think just being a private business, a for-profit business, the business in general is just bad.
It should not be a government
I
control.
don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if there's
Well,
if there's a better way. But if it be
It is.
healthcare being a for-profit business, I don't think is a good idea. I just don't.
I
agree.
take over this show any day now. I'll be
All right,
able to
let's talk Hickory.
Might be over my dead body.
Let's talk.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk Hickory Farms real quick. They've announced that they're leaving and going to Chicago. They've called
outrageous.
They've called Toledo home for decades, and there was a portion.
They started here. Richard Branson started Hickory Farms here, and it was good enough for years and decades for good, talented people to grow that company and make that company what it is today. And now we have somebody new that comes in and said, well, gee, there's nobody talented in Northwest Ohio.
And
so we're going to move to Chicago.
The parting shot, for those who don't know, in the press release saying they're moving to Chicago for talented people or something like that. I mean, that hurt a lot of Toledo fans.
It did big time.
Sandy,
Well,
Go ahead,
she
Bill.
doesn't know squat.
I agree with you.
Well, kudos for the group, and they were fast to rebuke the whole thing. There was a group called Epic, if you know, that's young professionals.
Right.
And how great for them. They actually staged a protest and had a rally talking about how furious they were.
They should.
And they said, you've not even given us the opportunity. And several of the people that were talking at the rally had master's degrees in marketing, business development. None of them were even approached or considered before they made this move. So kudos to them. So
Don't buy Hickory Farms.
Oh, stuff, Sandy.
well, and I seriously doubt anybody on Lakeshore Drive has eaten Hickory Farms.
I think
Right.
Hickory Farms went down when they stopped selling the salami pop.
Right.
Who doesn't like a salami pop?
They had beef pops.
No.
They sold beef pops. You guys don't remember beef pops?
Oh, I do.
Oh my God. All right. That is Hot Topics.
You must have.
We'll take a break.
Was that the time for you? Or what?
More Love Mine 419 coming up next.
Somebody save me. Please. I'm going back.
Right now. I'm so sick of that same old love. That shit, it tears me up. I'm so sick of that same old love. My body's had enough.
Welcome back to Love My 419 for the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. Andrew Z, Bill Delaney, Sandy Eisenberg, Steve Remy. I got to tell you as well, one of our great sponsors, Rachel Michaels Gourmet Popcorn.
Nummy,
we talked,
nummy.
We talked into a last segment about a business that's leaving. Well, these guys are entrenched in the community.
And growing.
Yes, and if you want a free mini bag of popcorn from Love My 419, stop in and let them know you watch the show.
Free.
Yes, a free mini bag of Love My 419
Be sure and
popcorn.
tell him you watch the show.
Rachel Michaels on Monroe Street. Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about Bill being at the Margaret Hunt Senior Center. You do a show there every month.
Yep.
Yes,
And yes, you do.
Frustrated actor, but quite good for
Yes.
Bill.
Well, thank you,
First
Sandy.
of all, can I tell you I've seen some of your work there. I was watching the video. Number one, they love us. A ton of people said they watch Love My 419.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
What do they know?
They get their 8 hours after going
Right.
to bed at 3 in the afternoon. I mean,
That's right. They started
and
at
then
3.
these
God love
shows,
them.
you get a luncheon.
Delicious lunch.
Yeah, it's very good. And you get the show, and then we're all napping by 2 o'clock. I mean, it
You
jives.
could even stay and nap there.
You know,
I've been
Sure
to
you
napping.
have.
there is a lot of sexual frustration in these shows.
Oh, there is.
It's barely underlying. You
Now,
barely
wait a minute.
hide it.
We
You're
did the
right.
Chippendales.
Oh, I've
Where
heard.
we had the T-shirts,
Yes.
the
God.
muscular T-shirts,
Oh,
all of us with big guts and things that didn't match up.
So attractive.
Yeah.
All right, so check
and,
it out.
And we had 2 shows that day.
What was
Yes.
what was the theme of the one that we followed you to? What was the theme of the
Elvis.
show?
Which one?
The one that we just followed you with the cameras.
Oh, the camera? That was we just pick songs.
Oh, okay.
And that's all we do. We pick songs and then make up stuff as we go.
Check it out, Margaret
I'm
Hunt
telling
Community
We
you.
have one rehearsal and then we
Super.
put it on.
with Bill Delaney.
So
Check it out.
funny. Funny,
Please,
funny.
please.
So we just have one darn good time here. Thank you very much for coming. A curtain will be in about 3 minutes.
Anyway, a lot of you folks know that I am on a TV show called Love My 419. We advertised this twice. How many people saw it on television? Anybody? 1, 2, 3? Really? Oh, cool. Sharon, I made you get up. I made you get up at 7:30.
My cue.
Twist around with all your life. Please, gentlemen, your union isn't that strong. That eagle rock.
I love you even more than I did before. But darling, what can I do?
Musical demons that you honey and free. Now won't you play this all right? Just check it out.
That was fun.
That was
Well,
fun.
now, how often do you do those shows?
Every month.
What, like the first Monday, the first
Oh,
Tuesday?
the last
Thursday
Thursday.
of
The last
each month.
Thursday of the month.
The last Thursday month of
Right.
Margaret Hunt Community Center.
Right.
It's fun, and at least you remember that every rate. You don't ever remember to come
can't
here.
remember to
Can't remember to come to the show every morning, every week. We called him. Was like when the show was about to start. We're like,
I
hey,
was-
Bill, we're about to start. Bill
But-
was in his
I was
underwear.
relaxing. I
But-
was not in my underwear.
But to his
clothes.
credit, he did use the app and figure out that.
Yeah,
he
I
should
was
come
looking
in.
at the app and I'm on Drake, hello? Where are you at?
He was watching the Love My 419 app. So you guys should download that Love My 419 app. All right,
Right.
we'll take a break. Come back with more of the show coming up next. You've been asking for it. Some of you have even downloaded it before we've even told you about it. It's the Love My 419 app. Love My 419 isn't just a TV show. Download our app now and get with us 24/7. It's in your app store, iPhone or Android. Past episodes, get to our social media portals. You can get great photos and so much more. Right now, get your phone and download the Love My 419 app. Hook up with us. Download the app right now. Welcome back to Love My 419 for the Harold Jaffe Jeweler Studios. Andrew Z, Bill Delaney, Sandy Eisenberg, Steve Remy. No, I would never forget your name.
Ever.
Never. All right, so we have some good news and some bad news.
What's the bad news first?
The bad news? We didn't win in the Toledo City Paper Best Local Television Production.
But we are.
But we are. Well, yeah, of course we are.
That goes
But
without saying.
the good news is we came in second, and our friends from the Glass City Grind, which I don't know what channel they're on, but
I never even heard of them.
but they won. So congratulations to my
them.
friends over there, and hopefully next year you guys will vote for us and we can win again.
Right.
And we like being on the winning side of things.
Right.
better than-
Okay, now what's the good news?
Well, that was both of them. We didn't win,
good
but we
and
came in
bad.
second.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
whatever.
All right,
Okay.
good.
Anyway,
I like that.
we were at the Toledo City Paper. We were invited to the special pre-party. They had the big party this past weekend as well. So kind of Toledo City Paper wrap-up of the Best of
Toledo,
edition. Best
yeah.
of Toledo's. Check it out.
Lots of interesting stuff in that paper.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Very cool.
They have a wonderful venue here, don't you think? Looks great. But now this is a way to sell cars, I'm telling you. So thank you to our hosts at Yark Automotive. And we have food that's from Fowl and Fodder. Scott Bowman and his crew at Fowl and Fodder, so please enjoy yourselves. We've got some beer from our local brewery, the Maumee Bay Brewing Company. Drinks, and I want to remind you that we just have a couple quick questions to ask you, and we'll get it edited up. So I've got Andre Savage here from Love My 419, and he's going to be taking video of you, too.
This whole situation rocks.
We love it. It means that everybody in Toledo can recognize our eyewear. It's really neat when people will say, I know where you got those glasses. Those are optical arts glasses.
We can't even believe it. You know, we just got back opened in May, and we became the only all-inclusive country club in Northwest Ohio. We just want to thank all of you guys for voting us in. It was here once before. We're already back. This is good. Good news.
If my business was a spaceship, it would have to be called Out of Sight?
Ditto.
See, he's still filming though. Tell you what my spaceship is, Eagle, because that's what you want to score every time you're on the golf course. You want to get an eagle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's say Cosmic Colonics. The Eagle ship.
I'm Joe Hamill. I'm with Key Realty, and I was voted Best Realtor of 2016. What does it mean to me to be in this position? I'm humble. I'm honored. It's just kind of cool to know that our daily plans that we work on actually work out. My astronaut nickname, you know, I'm partial. I would say George Jetson. I like the way his briefcase folded up with that spaceship.
Well, Toledo Ballet has a very long history of excellence. We were founded in 1939. We've been the best ever since.
And practice makes perfect.
Oh, this one's easy. We'd be the Apollo Tutu.
I'm Jeff, you're Ivan from Harold Jaffe Jewelers. Okay. We love our 419.
My spaceship is called the Lexi Lou, named after my hot wife over there.
I was voted Toledo's best hip hop artist for the second year in a row. Hey, we get real spacey out here.
Again, it's about relationships. You know, sometimes we go up and down, but we always understand. She's out of this world.
Salute you.
Welcome back to Love My 419. This is brought to you in part by ToledoJobsHiring.com. The job market is tough world right now. Tough world. But Toledo Jobs Hiring is here to help, along with Love My 419. Just go to lovemy419.com. Get the job of the week there. You as a viewer get a jump on everyone else on this job. Go to ToledoJobsHiring.com. All right.
Republicans are going to bring all that back too.
All the jobs will come back.
Jobs.
Toledo Job Hiring is going to be so busy with all the jobs once Republicans start to take hold, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
All right, before we get out of
You're
here,
first, folks.
Final thoughts, Steve?
Okay, so we just came off a wonderful restaurant week, something that, you know, we do local here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have one little issue with Restaurant Week, okay?
What's that?
Those of you visiting from our neighboring cities, Bucyrus, Poughkeepsie,
Poughkeepsie.
Clyde,
Wauseon.
When you come to Toledo for Restaurant Week, you need to anticipate that it's going to have double the normal clientele that it has. And when you come out to eat at Restaurant Week, please dress accordingly. Do not wear the flip-flops with the toes hanging off the edge. Make sure that the T-shirt does not have prior gravy stains.
Well, no, what happens is it's a game. Like if you're from Genoa, you want to make sure the new stain falls onto the old stain. It's a layered.
I saw outfits. I'm like, okay, did you wear that last year's Restaurant Week? I mean, just to put that little note out.
Okay.
Gosh.
Sandy, how do you follow that?
Well, when I came back from Florida, I looked in the paper, and here they're trying to get rid of Gina Cazala and Miss Scott in the Board of Elections and replace these two people with some guy from nobody knows where that has no knowledge whatsoever of the Board of Elections. Now, John Steinbrook's done a lot of stupid things as Republican chairman, but I got to tell you, this may be one of his dumbest moves. I'm very disappointed in the two Republicans that have to text him to find out what they should say and do during the meetings. I think it's stupid, and I think that they should just go back to Mr. Houston and get that all straightened out and get it straightened out fast, because we have elections coming up in the spring and the fall.
My final thought is I like John Steinbrook. All right.
I don't
Bill?
dislike him, but he's I don't dislike the guy, but he's a little over the top. And don't ever talk to him unless you know that he is recording everything you say.
All right. Allegedly. All right, go ahead, Bill.
Allegedly.
First of all, Sandy, to tell you how I feel about Democrats.
Yes, darling.
That I walked up to
Josh
and Miss Hill and said, you are two of the finest people, Democrats, outside of you, that I have ever met.
Wow.
And they do a marvelous job. I give them kudos.
What do they do? I don't even know.
They have a lot of integrity, and they're very ethical.
Absolutely. They're loaded with integrity, more in their little pinky.
They're gonna kick you out of the Trump organization when they find out you just praised two Democrats.
Well, some people have been kicked out of the Trump organization already.
That
are here in town. They have been disregarded.
You're gonna have to turn in your white hood.
Yes, you are.
Well, look at some of the Trump guys that have been dumped. Period. You got Governor Christie. You got this guy, that guy, that guy, that. Some of the ones that should have gotten dumped are still there.
Wow, all
the
right.
ones that may have been really good for Trump.
In the hall. In the hall.
They're going to go in the hall and finish this conversation on behalf of Steve Remy, Sandy Eisenberg, Bill Delaney. I'm Andrew Z. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday morning, 7:30 on Love My 419. The Today Show is coming up next, right here on NBC 24.
Woohoo!